I'm the scrub and you're here for one reason. Zero, I understand that you want to tip your hat to her and say "milady," but I'm almost certain that those legs could kick me through the side of a building and there'd be a chorus of people who would be shouting, "Please mummy, kick me next, do it harder." Look, this chick has more pull than a Yoshi's tongue and I've survived the storm that is Yotsuyu. This shouldn't be too much trouble. I swear to God, if you start playing Whip My Hair by Willow Smith, I will kick you through the side of a building. Time to learn about Storm's crown. Simplified. Void Arrow 4 is a room-wide AoE. The cast of Savage Barbary will be one of two different casts. The first one will be a straight line AoE through her position. This will be indicated by the sword markers going over her head in a wave. The second one will be a donut AoE from her position. This will be indicated by the sword markers going around her in a circular pattern. If you get hit by either of these AoEs, you will get a Vuln stack. Along with these markers, she will also have an arc of red arrows that will be going to one side of the arena. She will perform the AoE indicated by the sword markers and then throw her sword in the direction of the arc of red arrows. This will hit the ground with a large circular AoE. If you are in this AoE when the sword hits the ground, you will get a Vuln stack. You will need to avoid the AoE shown by the sword markers while also being on the opposite sides where the arc of red arrows is, indicating where she will throw her sword. She will then whip her hair to attach it to the sword and cast Hair Raid. When this cast ends, she will pull herself to the sword, turn around and swing a conal AoE to the open area of the arena. You will need to move close to the wall on the sides of the boss to dodge the attack. If you are still in this conal AoE when it goes off, it will give you a Vuln stack. Void Arrow 3 is a stacking tank buster. As much as you would like to admire those muscular thighs that could crush many a watermelon, please don't stand with the tank. There will be another Savage Barbary and Hair Raid combo, so make sure that you avoid the AoEs as best you can. After another room wide, Barbariccia will move into the middle of the room, create 4 AoEs on the ground, and cast Teasing Tangles. When this cast ends, there will be cones of hair in the middle of where the AoEs were. Everyone will be fettered and pulled towards the cones of hair with a pair of players at each circle. You will need to perform the next mechanics not only with reduced movement speed from the hair, but also within the confines of the circle, as if you try to run out of it, you'll be pulled back in and get an unassumable sustained damage dot tick for 15 seconds. There will be overlapping conal AoEs from Barbariccia's position. You'll need to stand in the middle of the second set of conal AoEs that spawn in and dodge into the safe zone when the first ones go off. If you get hit by any of these conal AoEs, you'll get a Vuln stack. When this finishes and the circles disappear, one player will get a stack marker. Group up to share the damage. After this will be another Savage Barbary and Hair Raid combo, but before the Hair Raid conal AoE goes off, 5 random players will get a point blank AoE on them. So everyone will need to spread out to the safe zone and avoid overlapping these AoEs as best you can. There will be another room-wide AoE, another stacking tank buster, and another cast of Teasing Tangles, along with the conal AoEs of Searing Breeze. At the end of this will be the cast of Void Arrow, which will put AoEs underneath the feet of all party members. So when these appear, you'll need to move away from them as quickly as you can, or you get a Vuln stack per AoE you are hit by. After this mechanic finishes, or when you get Barbariccia below 50% health, she will move into the middle of the room and cast Curling Iron. If you are within her hitbox as she is performing this move, she will push you out of it. A few seconds later, she'll give everyone a slight knockback and cause everyone to be down for the count as a cutscene will play. When you regain control of your character, Barbariccia is about to throw it to the ground and smash into the arena with the hit of Katabasis. This will change the arena into one with a wind aura surrounding the wall. Touching this wall in any way will give you a 12-second unassumable windburn dot tick. I will also mention if you get hit by anything avoidable during this phase, you will get a Vuln stack. I am only mentioning this now because this phase is going to come at you very quickly. All of these mechanics happen back to back with almost no breaks, so be prepared for this. She will target either all of the DPS or all of the tanks and healers one at a time with a straight line AoE. As she targets these players, a clone will rush out and hit the player, which will mean that you are marked for the next straight line AoE. If you get hit by the straight line AoE, you will get a Vuln stack. As these are going out, there will be a swirl of AoEs with a dark red AoE in the middle. If you stand in the dark red AoE, it could potentially one-shot you. When these AoEs go off, there will be 6 clones on the outside of the arena and the real boss in the middle of the arena. All of the clones will dash across the arena in narrow straight line AoEs. They will do this mechanic twice before another swirl of AoEs go out. When these go off, one player will get a large dotted AoE with a red marker over their head, and one player will get a stack marker. Everyone except the player with the red marker will need to group up to share the damage. The person with the red marker will need to get away from the rest of the party, as this will drop a large AoE where this player is standing when the stack marker goes off. Right after this happens, both tanks will get a circular AoE tank buster, so the tanks will need to spread out and not overlap these. And it should need to be said, but don't stand with a tank. Barbariccia will then grow her fists to be larger than normal and start punching the ground with multiple room-wide AoEs with the hits of Knuckle Drum. There will be 14 small hits and 1 big hit, so healers make sure that you're keeping everyone topped up. She will then grab a chunk of earth and throw it into the air. One tank will get a flare marker and another player will get a stack marker. The tank will need to get away from the rest of the party as everyone else stacks up to share the damage. As these go out, there will be a bunch of small tornadoes that will be moving from the middle of the arena in a straight line out to the edge of the arena. If you are hit by one of these mini these tornadoes, you will get a Vol stack and be launched into the air. While these are moving, Barbariccia will get a large point-blank AoE around her, which will expand into a donut AoE. Just dodge between these to avoid them. In between these two AoEs going off, 5 random party members will get a point-blank AoE, so you'll need to spread out and avoid overlapping these. Then Barbariccia will rage quit again. She will repeat the straight line AoEs with the clones that dash to each player. While this is happening, AoEs will appear underneath the feet of random party members. Just avoid these as best you can. There will be another round of teasing tangles, but this one will come with the expanding large AoE into the donut AoE and also comes with a knockback from a random point between 2 circles on the outside of the arena. This knockback will only knock you back about half the distance of the circle, so you just need to move as close as you can to the edge of the circle without leaving it. Or you can use knockback immunity to nullify the push. After another round of tank busters, rage quitting, and the straight line AoEs, she will spawn a blue knockback circle in the middle of the arena. You'll need to get as close as you can to this circle, as Barbariccia will stomp on this circle and knock back all players, but you won't go into the wall as long as you are close enough to the circle. From here, mechanics will begin to overlap and repeat until Barbariccia has been defeated. Congratulations, you have defeated Barbara. My name is The Scrub. Thank you for watching.